Have you ever heard the Chinese idiom, 铁树开花? Literally, it means an iron tree blooms. Sounds impossible, right? Let's break it down word by word first, so you can see why it's such a clever metaphor. 铁, iron, represents hardness, stiffness, or something very strong and stubborn. It sets the idea that this tree is tough, rigid, and not easily moved. 树, tree, the literal tree, symbolizing life, growth, or something living. But combined with iron, it suggests something unnatural, slow-growing, and difficult to flourish. 开, to bloom, to open, the action of flowers blooming, which represents an event occurring or a result appearing. 花, flower, the literal flower, symbolizing beauty, reward, or success. In the idiom, it represents the rare outcome that finally happens. Put together, 铁树开花 is like a tree that almost never produces flowers, finally blooming. In other words, it's a perfect metaphor for something extremely rare, surprising, or almost impossible. Now, let's see how it's used in everyday life. Imagine your lazy friend who never finishes their homework suddenly turns it in on time. Or your picky coworker finally agreeing on lunch plans. In China, people would jokingly say, 铁树开花啊. You can also apply it to rare events beyond people's behavior. For example, your favorite band finally comes to town after 10 years. A holiday you've been planning for months actually falls on a weekend. Or even something funny, like your cat suddenly obeying a command. All of these are moments that feel improbable or once in a lifetime. And that's exactly what 铁树开花 expresses. The idiom also carries a playful tone. Unlike simply saying rare or unexpected, it paints a visual picture, a stiff iron tree, something that seems impossible, actually blooming. It's humorous, expressive, and very much in line with how Chinese idioms often use vivid metaphors. Here's a tip. When you use 铁树开花 in conversation, it's often accompanied by a little surprise or teasing. For example, if your notoriously stingy friend finally buys a round of drinks, you could say, wow, 铁树开花了. It makes the moment feel special, rare, and memorable. So, the next time something unlikely happens, whether it's small, like a friend being punctual, or big, like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, remember 铁树开花. It's a fun, visual way to describe rarity, and it gives you a glimpse into the creativity and humor embedded in Chinese culture.